One interesting aspect about Pokemon Sleep is the fact that it's so revolved around the full moon, and the full moon is just a constellation in the sky. It's a part of the calendar, and so you can actually map out all the main events for the rest of the year to an extent. And that's what I've done here in this overview. And so this will be a resource available for download easily in the Discord later if you're interested. But essentially, I've collected all the information about the future good sleep events, put it into a calendar display here, and that's what this video is all about. What is interesting with this is that there are a couple dates that point out here that could potentially make it a spoiler or a teaser or a good educated guess on when Entei will happen, when Suicune will happen, when there are other unannounced events that could happen. So this video is partly based on dates that we already know. So we know for a fact there will be good sleep events on these dates. And sometimes it seems that other interesting events happen at that same time. So I can quickly explain how this chart works. These are the dates for all the full moons in 2024. So we already had January, February, and March, and we're going into April. And then the big thing with the full moon is that if it happens on a Monday, you get 4x drowsy. That's what we saw in March on the Monday. That was a crazy Monday. And Tuesday will be 3 times. Wednesday is 2.5. In 2024, there's only one full moon on a Wednesday, and that is September 18th, for example. And then all other days will be 2x. And then on the days when it is not a full moon, the day right after and the day before will be 1.5x. So for example, I've marked with the big X here on the full moon. And we have the next one coming up on a Tuesday, which will be a 3x multiplier. That is in April. In May, it is on a Thursday, so we get the 2x multiplier. June 22nd is on a Saturday, so that will have the 2x, but it's going to be pretty late in the week, so you get 2x on the Saturday and 1.5x on the Sunday. The Sunday is the final session into the Monday, and so July 21st is going to be one massive 2x on a Sunday. And that is the same thing with the December 15th full moon. That's going to be a big deal. And if my estimations are correct, I think they will have a Dream Shard epic Christmas event in this week right here, or potentially following it right after. But for sure, December, July, and then to an extent April, but definitely August are the most interesting weeks overall based on the placement of this full moon. So what I am thinking, and what maybe you are thinking as well, is we had the Raikou event right here, which coincided with the Good Sleep Day event with the 4x multiplier. Now, I somehow deleted out one of my sources. Let me see if I can bring it quickly on screen here, because that would be pretty nice, honestly. All right, so you can find the link to this calendar in the video description as well. It is in Norwegian, but for the most part, it has a lot of symbols on it that can be helpful. So if we point on the calendar here, we have March 25th, which is the Monday. And then we had into the April of the Good Sleep event. What I am thinking is, if we now look back on the main schedule here, I'm thinking that the Entei event is most likely gonna happen potentially around this full moon right here, which means it is a bit of a stretch waiting all the way to June. So maybe this will be the second week of the Entei event. And then we have, so June 10th through June 23rd for the Entei. And then based on the pattern that we had in the Raikou setup, there was 1 week in between for a rest week, and then Fire Week could come already at the end of May. So 27th of May through June 2nd, something like that, have 1 rest week, and then we have 2 weeks of the Entei event. And then potentially at a later point, we may see some August stuff happening with the Suicune, potentially. I think something like that could be likely. So if we have a look at August, it is going to be on the Monday, the 19th. So maybe like these 2 weeks are Suicune, and then the last part of July and the first part of August is like Water Week, something like that. And what I find the most interesting of all of these dates is this one right here, July 21st. It's a full moon on a Sunday, right at the 1 year mark of Pokemon Sleep. I'm hoping that they're going to put on some massive 1 year anniversary celebration, and that could be quite interesting. The 2 things that we can deduct from this that is somewhat relevant now is it's not unlikely that the Entei, Suicune, and the 1 year anniversary potential event is happening in not too long. So I'm personally going to be stacking up on my Slowpoke tails. That's going to be sit in my bag, and I won't use them until some of these events to get an insane dish. I'm probably going to train up both of my Dedenne to an extent. Probably going to not pop too many main seeds, if any, on the Dedenne, mostly just the skill trigger M on them, and have a double Dedenne setup for that first meal potentially in the Entei week. And last but not least, and this was what sparked off this video, it was our discussion, Liam and Jay in the Discord, because we're talking about the Raikou incense. What should you do with the Raikou incense? Because there is no chance for us now to get enough Drowsy to encounter the 3-star Raikou sleep style, or the second if you are looking for that one as well. It's just the Drowsy power requirement is so out of the metrics that we're playing with that you basically need some sort of multiplier for it to make sense. And so what I'm thinking is it could be a good idea to hold off on 1 Raikou incense. There is a hold limit of 1, so you can't have more than 1, but at least have 1 Raikou incense and then pop it during these potential events right here. The Saturday is not going to be particularly strong compared to this Sunday right here, but if the Entei or Suicune event is happening around June 22nd for this Saturday, it's not too far off. It's only a little bit more than we got May, June, 2.5 months, something like that, and you can potentially put that Raikou incense on one of those days. And if I'm not mistaken, you can you pop 2? I have to really quickly check because this is an important part of the video, and I just forgot. So what I don't remember is, can you put 2 species incense at the same time? You can only use incense to attract 1 Pokemon at the time. Okay, well that will potentially be a problem, because then if it's an Entei event, then you'll want to get the 3-star Entei. So maybe then you pop the Entei on one of these days and the Suicune or Raikou on the other, depending on how it works out. But it is potentially not too far off where we'll have this Drowsy multiplier to where it could make sense to use this Raikou incense. So I'm curious to hear what you guys think about these dates. I've outlined the weeks here in red that are the most interesting in my opinion. And then naturally you have the week from Monday through Sunday. And then I just added the Sunday here on the left side and the Monday here on the right side so that we could get each month or / event on just one single row. So hope you found this video interesting. Let me know in the comments what you think about these upcoming events, because the Good Sleep Day event is coming no matter what. And then it's just a question of, do they stack the Entei and the Suicune and the 1-year anniversary event on top of all these important dates? So for me, Sunday, July 21st is going to be the biggest day of the year in terms of Pokemon Sleep, and it will be super interesting to see what's to come. So thank you for watching. No, I think my camera is too slim here to even try, so see you next time.